They used to have caravans come in though, not coaches like they are today. Solid tyres. Well, they weren't blinking bone shakers at all. Not like they are today, you know. Solid, can you imagine solid tyres on coaches? Oh God. But you could come on the train.
And we came from the mill where I worked on a half-day excursion, as you called them in those days, on the train for 2 shillings. And there was about 30 of us came together.
We put the tin boxes in a luggage van and then dashed to get it a seated train, or mostly we to stand up all the way.
We had a central station, you know, in those days. We had 3 stations for Blackpool, but Central was the one.
Oh, well, I'd always come, like everybody else, on my holidays. Everybody in Lancashire, I think, spent their holidays in Blackpool because it was such a happy place to come to. There was such a lot going on.
2 and 6 a week. You've saved 2 and 6 a week to come to Blackpool.
You saved up for it. That's how you were in those days. You saved up, your mum and your grandmother and grandfather saved up for a week's holiday. They didn't have no holiday pay anything, did they?
You haven't been to Blackpool if you haven't seen the tower. And when you're going on the train, when we were kids, you know, we'd be waiting. I can see the tower, and all the kids would say, "Oh, tower, look, I see it." All excited, long before you got to Blackpool.
It was a lift, and I think it was 6pence to go up to the top, right to the top. And we went. There was a few shops round, and you could see right from the top, right down. People used to look like little specks.
I never went up to the tower. Never went up the tower. I didn't want to go up the tower, so to say. Not for now.
On pleasure rates,
All sorts of
there were
things.
some imitation, right, full-sized horses on them, forward and backward. Yeah, and they were good, but they were more money than tourists, but they already were good.
But we're better at Funhouse because you could spend more time at Funhouse for the same price, you know.
It was a while before they got the Big Dipper. I've been on the Big Dipper. But they weren't much on the pressure then. It's like built up year by year.
And then there was a spinning wheel, and you'd all sit on, and it was slanted, you know, that was, you get it top end, and it was slanted. And it was all right when it was going slow, but when it started going faster and faster, it used to say, "Oh, that was good."
Sometimes you get a free ride if you screamed hard enough.
Oh, well, when you got free rides,
If you screamed hard enough, it attracted everybody. I think it was a free ride after, so believe me, the sky was blue, weren't it?
The big wheel, that used to be having 6pence a time. It used to go round quarter way, then stop, then go to the top, back again halfway, down to the bottom. There was about 30 or 40 people they would hold, each more like a caravan nearly.
What you used to do, you go on the big wheel, but they filled the carriages, you see. It was only 6pence. When they got the carriage off, it went up and up, but it kept on going. But you were in about an hour. Well, as it kept going round, up went the carriage, and you were on the top, weren't you? Well, they got to wait while the next one filled, so you come down, but you got a glorious view. So up there,
most thing we'd ever had at Blackpool when we got stuck at Big Wheel.
On top of the big wheel, we were stuck in there for above an hour.
Is the
And
Big
that-
Wheel, you'll never see it, will
That's why they pulled it down, because it was always breaking down. And anyway, there were only me and another lass and about another 2 couples in.
They to put ladders up on top of the winter gardens to get us, they're paying them, to get us down.
I was ill. We came to Blackpool and I booked up straight away. So my mother said, well, we'll stay here. Says my father and I stayed in Blackpool. My mother went back home, packed all the furniture up, put it on the van and came back to Blackpool, and we got a house here and we've been here ever since. So I was 9 years old. But Blackpool's a healthy place.
Worked for a week, had the mill girls, and to work for a full week, had they? And there was all the singing booths on the promenade. They came here to learn all the latest songs and the latest dances.
Every morning, Feldman's had his little kiosk, and I call it, you would call it a kiosk. And they used to be having sheets of music, and they'd have all they'd teach you the song, 6 months a sheet.
So a big #1 winner would sell at least 80,000.
People used to go in there and buy a sheet, it cost you 6pence. And of course you'd sing the songs, and any you liked, they hoped you'd buy it at the end.
Come on, everybody sing it. Just get it.
But we didn't used to buy the song sheets. We used to take a pencil and paper and write them down. And then if they saw us writing things down, they used to chase us out. And we got to the next one.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I have very great pleasure in presenting to you another of our new numbers.
We're singing along the promenade. You never hear anything like that today. They were all happy. They'd not a lot of money, but they used to have an awful lot of fun.
The boarding house peoples make you happy. You go in and you're welcome. You know what I mean? They intend, the boarding house people in Blackpool, to give you a good time. And if you don't have a good time, it's your own fault.
I was a landlady from 1942 to 1951.
I came to Blackpool in 1948 and I left guest house in 1969.
The private hotel in Adelaide Street is still there, but I believe it's let off in flats now.
My guest house has 6 rooms.
15 bedrooms. I think it was about 35 people, which some of the bedrooms were very big.
10 ordinarily, but the illuminations, they used to be knocking at the door for rooms, and I used to say, I'm sorry, I can't fix any more. And they said, well, we don't mind sharing or anything. I said, oh, don't you? I said, well, I'll have to ask the other people if they mind. Sometimes I had 3 couples in one room with a curtain across. Yeah, and they never bothered. And the lady across the road, she used to take them sitting up all night with their elbows on the table for £0.50 each. Oh, you've no idea what it was like.
If there was an extra couple and I couldn't fit them in, well, we used to give our bed up from the attic and give it to them, you see. So therefore, that's where you make your money.
Well, the North Pier was the pier to go in. Every Sunday there was always a parade down the North Pier, up and down, you know. And then the Central Pier, it wasn't quite so open as the North Pier. Then the South Pier again. That seemed to be a little bit of way out to get to, you know. But oh no, the North Pier was the best.
Well, the North Pier were really one where all the better people used to walk on. And Easter Sunday, they'd all walk on there with their Easter bonnets on.
It was really a fashion parade, walking up and down the pier, because people used to meet one another walking up and down the pier and going dancing. You see, that used to be the high spot of it.
Central Pier.
Central Pier.
Central Pier every time up, because at South Pier, that's where they had that sewage pipes and that, and it weren't as big as Central Pier. At North Pier, not Central Pier used to be best.
Oh, you said you're going up pier.
Oh, we
They were
used to go-
dancing, you said.
You went on pier, you'd only to pay at the end where they had dancing and that, and they had a band.
There used to have talent competition there, and the fellow there had a dance band, and he used to do all sorts of what they call antics when he was conducting, kicking his leg, etc. So he said, who'd like to conduct the band? So I said, me. I go up there, I do all the tricks that he did, kicking my foot. When he kicked the big drum, he kicked his leg and the big drum would bang, comical like, you know. Anyhow, and all the people were clapping me like that. He said, well, you've won the first prize here. We're going again. My wife was terribly disgusted with me about this because she was a bit of a prim and proper piece, you know. She was, she says, I'm disgusted with you showing yourself up like that. What's wrong with that? I've won a prize, I'm not.
It's windy and it's cold, but it's like that everywhere, isn't it? We don't get those terrible floods, you know, where it's washing all the cars and that away. Never. That doesn't happen in Blackpool at all. It could be a lot worse, you know. They say Blackpool's terrible, but it isn't. It's just when you get on the promenade, it's wild and windy.
You'd have a clip on your coat here, and the coat about that long, and the other clip to your straw hat. But if it blew off, it was back again, wasn't it?
Well, what did we wear? What do you mean, what did we wear? Suits and hats and gloves always. When you were dressed up, you never went out without hat or gloves, if you were properly dressed. And they all had to match, you know.
And I'll tell you something they used to do. What we used to do, you'd have your buttonhole here, and this is what you used to have a metal container you could buy for 6pence, and keep water in it, and put a flower in it so that it would last all day. Now then, that's what they did in those.